Brighton's hi. Sorry, Brighton's biggest problems are the lack of clean sheets. This goal scoring attack we've got should have scored about 15 more goals by now. This time of the season than they have, and should have kept out about 10 more goals. But the thing is, we need clean sheets. They're a massive part of staying in the Premier League, and we need goals. So they're a massive part of staying in the Premier League, because obviously to win games, you need to score one end and keep goals out the other. Brighton, when they score, they always concede, and they concede more than they score. And if you have that kind of record, staying in the Premier League becomes much more harder. And I'd like to see us score 2 or 3 goals a game. And I'd like to see us give ourselves a chance against the teams of like Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Tottenham, Leicester. We never gave ourselves a chance against Leicester. Though we probably had good spells, but you need to dominate a game. And in a game where you are second best, when you've got a good spell, you've got to be clinical and take your time and take your chances. Because there's going to be games where you're going to be second best, but with those spells you're on top, you can take the most of those minutes, those periods, and then defend really well. And obviously, as everyone knows, you've got a good chance. Now, I think we lack the level, the quality in the players to do what Potter's trying to achieve, and he's trying to achieve what's expected at Premier League level. But he's not got the experience of handing it over, pushing it over, and I think like the players, you can easily make that case for a lot of teams don't have the quality or experience. It's probably true, but then if that's the case, then why is Tony Bloom playing? And why do we have an owner who only can bring in players who struggle? And Brighton is a city, the size of it, and its international status of fame and so on, needs a team at the top level. Because the cricket side of the city is struggling. Sussex is struggling at cricket. And football is a massive sport worldwide. And to appeal to football fans from around the world and football players, we need to have an approach. And the thing is, I find this problem with Arsenal and big clubs who have struggled in recent times is because they keep splashing the cash and bringing all the best players from around the world. I always think you got to look much closer to home. And you got an academy, then you got to develop the players that are expected to play for that club at the highest level. Now Arsenal, for instance, with respect to develop players who are Premier League, Champions League level. Brighton have in the past developed players like Lewis Dunk. He's been at Brighton in League One Championship. But the thing is, we need to produce players who are Premier League level and preferably top half. And the interesting thing is obviously then you don't need to splash the cash and get big names if you can develop them. But that's gonna be a situation that I don't think will happen for a long time with someone like Brighton. Also, in training sessions for the top teams, I think, I don't know about in England, but I know on the continent they do a lot of futsal, and they, yeah. I think also there's another thing that Brighton needs to do is build that one-touch football and be able to be more creative in the opening spaces, and need to really see how we can improve on where we're trying to improve. And I think playing from the back is a massive vulnerability and a massive weakness for us, as we see against the top teams like the Chelsea, the Man City, the Man U, the Liverpool. We almost stage fright. That's what we most struggle with, stage fright. We almost play to them. But the thing is, you need players who are confident, who can control the situation, who know how to pass from the back, who know how to control the midfield, and strikers who have confidence, or even better, the quality to put goals. Because when you bought Yamabash from the Eredivisie, and they said he was one of the best Iranian players ever, and I was like, well, to be honest, because of what he achieved in Holland, if he can smash in 20 goals a season for us, and then fantastic. We just need that kind of quality from him, and then you need the quality from Malpe, who was in the French national team not that long ago. Dijon's not going to pick someone who puts a penalty wide against Liverpool, who struggles for goals. Trossard was in the considered for the Belgian squad. Martinez is not going to hesitate not picking him if he's not scoring good goals for Brighton. And when you buy these players, internationals, come 2 seasons in at Brighton, suddenly they're not even on the roster, on the squad to list to play for the country. And then I think that's such a shame, because Brighton could have helped them with their international career if we had the qualities in coaching and qualities in the players around. Because I think for the players, the motivation should be playing for the country, being in that squad for each one of them. And the only way you can do that is achieve for Brighton. And I think that's important. If there are any Brighton players ever to play for England, that has to be down to the development of the player at Brighton, and then how the youth system into the first team and how they are developed and obviously looked after, and so on. Because obviously it seems all so obvious, but seeing it and how obvious it is and how bigger clubs can achieve it, and we're in the Premier League, he says that we can never do that. I don't see why we can't do that. I mean, you got Aaron Connolly, he's Irish, I'm half Irish, so I'm happy. But the thing is, a lot of Irish players never make it to the Premier League since Roy Keane and Robbie Keane and so on. And Irish football have produced players at championship level these days, which is such a shame, because I mean, great to see Ireland doing well at tournaments. But for England's sake, yeah, having a Brighton player, be nice having more Brighton players than Palace or Southampton players in the England side. obviously everyone say that's obvious, but it's obviously said. But when it's not happening, then. But yeah, I still think it's to an extent of Potter's inexperience to why he can't get the players playing better with his style, because some other managers might have the inexperience, but it works with similar level of players. But I do wish we were buying higher quality players. But obviously the price tags would be higher, and Brighton can't buy a squad who could potentially, more likely, be a European squad, play Europa League or Champions League. Obviously not talking about the price tags they get players like Man City buy, or Liverpool, or Chelsea. But I'm just saying higher than we buy. Tony Broon has done amazing service for the football club, but this is what gets to the point. Is this could be the limit, and he probably can't afford to get us a better defence, better midfield. The problem with Brighton really is the defence. Because the defence is Championship. The midfield is more where we are in the Premier League. Now, with the quality in the way of goals and everything, in experience, amount of experience, in the attack, we'd say Premier League. This season, I'd say Championship, Premier League, close one. But I'd said before, so definitely Premier League. But Brighton's lack of signings in the summer, and probably lack of signings this January, it's got to be concerning. Personally, if I had enough money and I was on a Brighton, I would buy a player, 5 or 6 players, which one player would cost the same amount as the whole defence each. And I would be looking into getting a midfielder to work with Lallana and for that support. And up front, we got Welbeck. He's great. But I'll be looking at, if anyone was to leave, or anyone just got there with it, to put someone there. We got Matt Ryan, a great goalkeeper. Sanchez is doing well in his replacement. Yeah. That's basically what I've got to add. Anyway, thanks for watching. Follow me for future YouTubes about Brighton, sport, politics, whatever. Thanks for watching, and all the best. Cheers.